So this is tea in the room. When God tell me to sit down, I sit down. When God tell me to speak, she speak. It's taken me a long time to embrace the truth of who I am. Seems like a lot of people knew who I was before I did. So much so, they took my kid, God veiled me. They didn't understand me. Experimenting. God say raping on me as a kid. Magic practice and brief. Doing stuff to me. My own brothers and sisters plotting to kill me. Or they exploit my son. My kidnappers are my own family who plotted with the Masonic community to take from me, to hurt me. Because in essence, it was me that they wanted to exploit. My emotional energy. My emotional energy that they enjoy feeding off of. That I didn't understand when I was younger, you understand? So they took the one thing that brought me joy, that brought me happiness, and they used it to destroy me. But God stopped it. God stopped it. Before it could go any further, so I left some videos talking about how the Masonic occult has a contract on me, right? The hitman that they hired to kill me was my own son. You understand? And the reason that I know this, life got hard on me a long time ago, especially when I started walking away from energies that saw. I was in 2 marriages where both of these motherfuckers was trying to kill me. Literally, kill me. And then understanding those things, I walk away. When I walked away from situations, I realized there was nowhere to walk to. And God started revealing to me who my family was. They wanted me on the street. They wanted me suffering. They wanted me broke down. They wanted me dead. The whole time they got my son somewhere, puppet mastering him, exploiting his energy because we be earth angels out here, It's a dark world that we live in. Very many dark societies. But if we being honest, almost every institution is part of this dark society. We send our kids out here into the world not even knowing we sending them to the wolves, angels. Understand that. But let's get back to this murder plot. Some people say, well, what they want to kill you for? They don't want her talking. They don't want her speaking these truths that God's sounding off through her. They don't want her blowing the whistle, flooding the lights, on the darkness. Called the American dream, But going through what I've been going through, I've started to appreciate the struggle. Understanding that it's not about making a lot of money, because the more I'm chasing their money, the less I'm in touch with me. You understand? I be doing left on the side, y'all, Just to get by. Keep me from having to ask people. Because see, that's the part they like. They enjoy breadcrumbing me while they steal from me. I'm out here doing music. Everything I'm doing for years. God say, just cook, baby. Just cook. Just do you. Just keep doing you. with no result. Don't make a difference because I said I'm cooking a feast and ain't nobody been invited for the dinner yet. So everything they sought to exploit, he said, you know what, baby girl, let them steal from you. They're going to get your music out there. They're going to get your message out there to people you probably wouldn't be able to reach, to people that sleep, that they going to wake up for you. Let them go get the money. You continue to cook. As I put my head down and I do what God tells me to do, despite, the only thing that could ever break me was losing my son. That's the only thing that could ever break me. I used to say my biggest fear I'll say this, my comfort. I found comfort in his death, you understand? And I felt bad for women who kids were kidnapped or whatever. And I said, oh man, you don't know what they doing. God protected me from that. But God been showing me, you understand? He's been showing me what these people have done to my child. You understand? As if though exploiting him wasn't enough. You sent him out to kill me. I do lift. And I'm driving one day, And, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I be out 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm out all the time, And I always say God with me, and God do be with me. Ain't nothing happening to me. Once or twice I get some weirdness get in the car. But let me tell you about the second weirdness. I picked up a young man not far from my house, And I didn't think nothing of it, He was coming out of an apartment. And something told me, you might not want to pick this person up. But I picked him up anyway, And he had some luggage and stuff. So I got out my car, lift up the back, trying to put the stuff in the back of the car. And we talked. I talked to everybody in my car. If you're looking at this video and you know me, bubbly energy. I love everybody. I don't think the killer gonna get me. Me and the killer finna be homies, and apparently me and the killer bonded that day. Not knowing that it was a deeper bond that we shared. Me and this young man talked, and we talked, and we talked. And I think I shared some music with him, but we were just talking, you know what I mean? Just about life. And it's interesting to me, he kept touching me, And in my head, I'm thinking, this man is touching me, he just would never take his hand off of my shoulder, right? And it wasn't like I'm gonna get you later, but it was like this very delicate rubbing. I noticed it, and I'm like, okay. And so he asked me to detour off the route. Somebody, if it's the gas station or something, they stop right up the street, it's something I don't have a problem doing. So I do that, I said, okay, I'll stop you at this gas station. So I take him to the gas station. And he was in there for a while, so long, I was like, I should leave him, And I don't like to do that to people, but he in this door for a long time. But then he had all of his things in my car, as he was talking about. He's transitioning in between jobs, he having a hard time out here struggling. The fuckery, right? Y'all use him the way they used him, then throw him out. Like, he ain't been out there making all this money for them. The exploitation is real. The young man, he asked me before he went in the store, he said, you want something? And I'm like, no. He said, you sure? I said, well, a bottle of water, So when he come out, he gave me some water. He gave me the water he bought. And I put it to the side, and we talk. And so I take him to a motel, and it's a rundown motel, nothing really nice at all. So he go in and check to see if they had rooms available, this young man. He come back, his stuff's still in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to go pick up the next ride, And so he comes back, and he gets back in the car like we finna chill, he want to kick it, and I'm like, out of the way, he thinking, but I got shit to do today, And he talking. So we exchanged numbers, you know. He said, "You're going to call me later?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but me and get in my car all the time on some exchange numbers. I didn't really think that I'm not going to call you, not for real, you know. So he get out. And I head to my next stop. And my next stop was quite the drive. I ended up, you know, I was quite a ways away from home. And then I got ready to drink the water. And I realized the seal is cracked. You understand? So I'm like, playing it through my head. And I'm like, yeah, the fuckery is real. I'm not drinking this. So I go in the gas station. And I'm telling the guy in the gas station, I was like, I was gonna, you know, and I'm telling him about the water. He was like, "You ain't got, get whatever you want up out of here." Because he said, "Y'all out here driving people around, motherfuckers out here trying to do shit." You know, and so I'm thinking that's just some random crazy person, right? That's what I thought, y'all. Over the next couple of weeks, I started seeing this young man everywhere I went. I don't care what store I was in. He was like in line in front of me. He was just like, and I'm like, why is this? First of all, for someone who claims they finna move somewhere and go somewhere, you in my whole neighborhood. I didn't even pick you up in my neighborhood or drop you off in my neighborhood, and yet I'm seeing you everywhere I go. You understand? Everywhere I go. I didn't understand. I thought it was weird. I'm like, and I had nobody to talk to because I don't talk to nobody, you know. But I noticed it, you know, and I'm like, this man is everywhere. How is he everywhere? He would have, I think the first time I saw him in the store, he said, he mumbled under his breath, "Some people ain't nothing but liars." And I didn't know what then. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, I knew he was supporting that car, the kind of car. And I'm like, I wasn't going to call you, especially this nigga, you done tried to give me a drink. You tried to do me. Why would I call you? And I wasn't going to call nobody. Again, you just a passenger in the car, you know. Still didn't put it together. But as God has been slowly revealing the fuckery to me, you know. And as I stated in the video that I posted before this, when God showed me, you know, the video, it's like he needed me to accept it first, that it's a possibility that Taiwan, my son, could still be alive, you know. And so as I scanned the young man's picture for the scar, for the heart scar, and I saw it, I'm trying to tell you, I think I've done videos before when I say, God pulled me to the side and let me work out that angry energy by myself. So that when I come and speak my truth, I can do so from a place of balance, you know. And so I'm sitting there and I'm talking about, I showed my daughter, you know, and she just looked. And she don't know how to feel. She didn't know him, you know. But I'm talking about that explosion they was looking for from me with a funeral packed church. I'm talking about it was packed like the president died. They wanted that explosion for me. We live in a world full of empty vessels of skinwalkers, y'all. It's time to wake up. And they feed off of our emotional energy. You understand? But that explosion they was looking for, oh, that day when God showed me that, I could have crawled inside of myself and bust wide open and shut the whole fucking world down. You understand? And then God said with me, he said, all right, baby. God kept talking to me. He said, you've seen this young man. And I'm like, no, I haven't. God said, you've seen this young man. I'm like, no, I haven't. And God made me sit. When I realized that the young man in my backseat was my son, I understood why he touched me. But at the same time, he still was carrying out the puppet master's orders when he gave me that drink. And I'm going to be honest, I don't give a fuck. Because you done fucked with his head and brainwashed his understanding of who I am for so fucking long. And last night, God showed me in a vision. It's my own damn brothers and sisters. You understand? Talk about sibling rivalry, you know? People you think is your best friend. Anybody in my life who has been in my life has been trying to take my fucking life. I've been here fighting off monsters, y'all. I'm talking about entities. I'm flexing them. Because I roll with the whole motherfucking Titanic army in this bitch. And they wondering how little old me keep coming up against them, baby. I ain't by myself out here. Ain't figured this shit out by now. And no matter what you take from me, it's funny, y'all. I got on this shit. God told me, he said, baby girl, get cute when you leave this message. Because if you notice, I ain't left a message. Oh, I was going to double back from the other video. And God said, shh, don't say shit. And he been showing me shit. I've been working through the motherfucking energy. And I've been looking back. And I'm going to tell you what hurts. To see so many people who can relate. It's time to take your power back. And the way you take your power back, get on here and speak your truth. I say, who do you call when the authorities are the ones kidnapping? You call God. You call the God inside, not the God in the sky. Because see, that's the confusion out here. They got us seeking for a presence that is within. Sit with yourself by yourself and tune into the nature of self, God. And trust me, when the soul seeks, God speaks. And the answers will always come from within. You understand? It hurt me. How can I not recognize my own son? I dealt with that for a minute. How would I? Years later, this young man out here, and I'm talking about the times that I would see him in the store, broke, y'all. He using 2 and 3 cars just to make $2-3 working out. Time or two, I thought, let me give it to him. Shit, I ain't got it either. I'm out here struggling. I'm talking about these motherfuckers is stealing all of my creative works and they profiting off of them. Whereas on this side of the fence, for me, it looked like nothing's happening. And God said, but God told me they are stealing. He told me that a long time ago, but don't say nothing. And when God called you to silence, be still. You understand? Don't you give nobody that because they feed off of your energy. And when a person trigger the emotional buttons, what they really trying to do is control the mindset. Because then they control your focus. They control the way you fucking think. And I mean, look at what the fuck they've done to me. And I remember when that entity came in here on me, and I'm talking about, I'm fighting this motherfucker. Flexed it clean the fuck up out of here. And I'm like, I said immediately, God, what the fuck is that? God said, baby girl, they don't want you to speak. And at the same time, what if they scared I'm going to say? And I hear people saying, you better be careful. I ain't scared of them. I roll with God. And when people out here, when the world of demons and monsters is coming at you, chosen ones, vessels of light, you turn to God. Because ain't nobody to call. No, I ain't calling no fucking police. No, I ain't doing no fucking DNA test. I know what the fuck I know. And like I said, I didn't have to look for my son. My son found me. This is to my son. Now that I know that was you in the backseat of my car. And I've sent him messages. I've got like a stalk all over his pages. And for all I know, they monitored. Probably not by him. Because like I said, and for all I know, they got him cloned moving around on their behalf. Because the young man I saw, you understand, he out here struggling. He having a rough go of it, you know. And God told me they did a lot to shut him up. Because he couldn't go through with it. And it hurt him that he almost did. But they did a whole lot to keep him from talking. I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry at you. I love you. I never stopped loving you. And when I think about how I've transmuted, I've alchemized that emotional energy from losing him. And God has shown me how to love myself through the energy as I sat on his page. I can feel so much pain in him. You can hear it come through his words, you know. He's the poster child of sadness.